Paris, the city of light, a place where history whispers through cobblestone streets, where art and romance fill the air, and where every corner tells a story. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the iconic landmarks that make Paris unforgettable. But beyond the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, we'll uncover hidden natural gems, peaceful escapes most tourists never find. You'll discover the best cafes and must-try French delicacies, explore the city's vibrant nightlife, and learn the unspoken cultural secrets that will make you feel like a true Parisian. And before you go, we'll share insider travel tips to make your trip effortless and unforgettable. But there's something about Paris that can't be explained, only experienced. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you won't just want to visit Paris. You'll feel like you belong here. Let's begin. Best time to visit Paris. Imagine this. You're strolling along the Seine, a warm breeze carrying the scent of fresh croissants from a nearby cafe. The city hums with life, but it's not overcrowded. The Eiffel Tower glows against the evening sky, and you feel like Paris was made just for you. But when is the perfect time to experience this magic? Paris transforms with the seasons. Spring paints the city in pastel blooms. Cherry blossoms frame the streets, and locals sip coffee in sun-drenched terraces. It's the season of renewal, romance, and gentle sunshine. Summer brings long, golden days and lively energy. Open-air concerts, rooftop bars, and twilight picnics by the Seine create an atmosphere that feels straight out of a movie. But with beauty comes the crowds. Tourists fill the streets, and hotel prices soar. Then comes autumn, a secret favorite of those who truly know Paris. The crisp air, the golden leaves rustling in Luxembourg Gardens, the comforting warmth of a café au lait in a quiet bistro. Fewer crowds, more soul. And finally, winter, when Paris slows down and takes on a quiet, enchanting charm. Twinkling lights reflect off the cobblestones. Christmas markets fill the air with cinnamon and spice. And if you're lucky, you might see snow dusting the rooftops of Montmartre. So, when is the best time to visit Paris? The answer isn't just a date on the calendar. It's about the kind of Paris you want to experience. The question is, which Paris is calling you? The airports of Paris. If you're flying to Paris, you'll land at one of three main airports, each with its own advantages and things to watch out for. Charles de Gaulle Airport, CDG, is the largest and busiest. Located about 25 kilometers, 16 miles, northeast of Paris, it's the main international hub. If you're arriving from outside Europe, this is likely where you'll land. The fastest way into the city? The ERB train, which gets you to central Paris in about 30 minutes. Taxis are available, but can be expensive, costing around €55, €65 to the city center. Orly Airport, Orly, is smaller but closer, just 13 kilometers, 8 miles, south of Paris. It mainly handles European and some international flights. The Orlibus takes you to the city in 30 minutes, while a taxi costs around €35, €45. Then there's Beauvais Airport, BVA, often used by budget airlines like Ryanair. But here's the catch. It's 80 kilometers, 50 miles, from Paris. The only real way in is the Beauvais Airport shuttle, which takes about 75 minutes to reach Port-Maillot in Paris. Keep this in mind if you're flying budget. What you save on airfare, you might spend on transport. Each airport has its perks and downsides. CDG for international travelers, Orly for convenience, and Beauvais for budget flights. Top attractions in Paris? No matter how many times you've seen it in pictures, nothing prepares you for the first moment you stand before the Eiffel Tower. Rising gracefully above the city, it's more than an architectural wonder. It's the heart of Paris. By day, it stands tall and proud, offering panoramic views that stretch beyond the Seine, beyond the boulevards, into a horizon that feels endless. But the real magic begins at night. As the sun fades, the tower transforms, glowing golden against the darkening sky. Then, for 5 dazzling minutes every hour, it sparkles, a mesmerizing dance of light that makes even the most cynical traveler stop and stare. It's not just a monument, it's a moment, a memory, a feeling that stays with you long after you've left. And for those who want to truly experience it, climb to the top, feel the cool breeze, hear the hum of the city below, and look out at the city of light stretching endlessly before you. It's here, in this perfect moment, that Paris whispers her secret. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Step inside the Louvre, and you step into history. The world's most famous museum isn't just a collection of art. It's a journey through time, where every corridor tells a story. From the ancient Egyptian tombs to the grandeur of Napoleon's apartments, from delicate sculptures to the world's most celebrated paintings, every corner is a treasure waiting to be discovered. And then, there she is, Mona Lisa, small yet captivating. her enigmatic smile drawing in millions of visitors each year. But the Louvre is so much more than its most famous resident. The winged Victory of Samothrace stands triumphantly at the top of the grand staircase, while Venus de Milo radiates timeless beauty. The museum is not just a place to see art, it's a place to feel it, to stand for history and let it speak to you. Lose yourself in its endless halls, beneath its glass pyramid, in the echoes of footsteps on polished marble. The Louvre isn't just about what you see, it's about what you feel. And as you step outside, back into the present, you realize you've just touched eternity. There's something almost mystical about Notre Dame Cathedral. Its soaring spires, its intricate gargoyles, its massive stained glass rose windows all come together to create a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Standing on the Ile de la Cité, it has watched over Paris for centuries, surviving wars, revolutions, and even fire. And yet, despite everything, it endures, proud, haunting, and filled with a sacred kind of beauty. Inside, the light filters through the stained glass in breathtaking colors, casting hues of ruby, sapphire, and emerald onto the stone walls. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and candle wax, and every step echoes like a whisper from the past. This is a place where time slows, where history and faith intertwine, where you can feel the weight of 1,000 stories pressing against the walls. And for those who climb to the top, a different world awaits. From here, Paris stretches out beneath you, a sea of rooftops, with the Eiffel Tower in the distance and the Seine weaving through the city like a ribbon of gold. In that moment, standing among the stone guardians of the cathedral, you don't just see Paris, you become part of it. Some streets are famous, others are legendary. The Champs-Élysées belongs to the latter. It's a boulevard of grandeur, lined with luxury boutiques, historic theaters, and the kind of energy that only Paris can create. Walking down its wide sidewalks, you feel like you're in the center of the world, where fashion, history, and culture collide in the most elegant way possible. At its crown stands the Arc de Triomphe, a monument to France's victories and a symbol of resilience. Climbing to the top is a must, not just for the spectacular view, but for the feeling of standing among the echoes of history. Beneath it, the tomb of the unknown soldier burns with an eternal flame, reminding visitors that this place is more than just a landmark. It's a tribute to those who came before. By day, the avenue bustles with life, filled with shoppers, artists, and travelers. By night, it glows under the soft Parisian lights, leading the eye toward the Arc like a golden pathway through time. It's more than a street, it's a stage, and every visitor who walks it becomes part of its story. Paris is beautiful from any angle, but from the Seine, it's pure poetry. As your boat drifts along the river, the city unfolds before you like the pages of an old storybook. The grand facades of the Louvre, the elegant bridges, the shadowy silhouette of Notre Dame. It's a view that has inspired poets, painters, and dreamers for centuries. By day, the river sparkles under the sun, casting reflections of history onto its rippling waters. But at night, the city transforms. The lights from the monuments shimmer on the surface, and the Eiffel Tower glows in the distance, its golden reflections stretching across the waves. It's a moment of pure enchantment, where time seems to slow, and all that matters is the beauty around you. Whether you choose a simple sightseeing cruise or an elegant dinner on the water, a ride along the Seine is not just an experience. It's a love letter to Paris, one that you carry with you long after the boat docks and the journey ends. Just beyond the city lies a world of unimaginable grandeur, the Palace of Versailles. Once the home of kings and queens, it is the very definition of opulence. Its hall of mirrors, with its glittering chandeliers and endless reflections, was designed to impress, to dazzle, to leave visitors breathless. Even now, centuries later, it still succeeds. But Versailles isn't just about gold and grandeur. Step outside, and the gardens unfold like a dream. Perfectly manicured hedges, grand fountains dancing in the sunlight, long avenues leading to hidden groves where whispers of history still linger. It's a place where nature and art blend seamlessly, where every path leads to beauty. As you stand before the palace, looking out over the endless gardens, you can almost hear the echoes of the past, the rustle of silk gowns, the laughter of courtiers, the footsteps of kings. Versailles isn't just a place you visit, it's a world you step into, and for a moment, it's yours. Must-try French food and cafes. Let's be honest, one of the main reasons you're coming to Paris is the food. And if it's not, well, it will be once you take your first bite. French cuisine isn't just about eating. It's about experiencing pure, buttery, melt-in-your-mouth happiness. So loosen your belt and prepare your taste buds, because here's what you absolutely must try. First up, the croissant. Yes, it's just a pastry, but also, no, it's not just a pastry. A real Parisian croissant is so flaky, so buttery, so perfect. It It basically disintegrates into pure joy the moment you bite into it. Pro tip: skip the touristy cafes and find a small neighborhood boulangerie, bakery. If there's a line of locals outside, you've hit the jackpot. Then there's escargot. Yes, snails. Don't make that face. These little guys are drowned in garlic, butter, and herbs. And honestly, you'll be too busy dipping your bread into the sauce to care what you're eating. Think of it as the French version of chicken nuggets, if chicken nuggets were fancy and made you feel sophisticated. And of course, French cheese. There are over 1,000 types of cheese in France, which means you could try a new one every day for almost 3 years. From the creamy brie to the gloriously stinky Roquefort, there's a cheese for every mood. Feeling adventurous? Ask for the stinkiest one. Feeling safe? Stick with Comté. Either way, pair it with a fresh baguette, and you're basically a local now. Speaking of baguettes, they deserve their own moment. A fresh French baguette is crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside, and dangerously easy to eat in one sitting. There's a reason you'll see Parisians walking around with one tucked under their arm. It's not just bread, it's a lifestyle. And let's not forget creme brulee. Imagine this: a creamy vanilla custard, topped with a layer of caramelized sugar so perfectly torched that breaking it with a spoon feels like cracking the top of a treasure chest. Bonus points if you dramatically tap it like you're starring in a French cooking show. Finally, we need to talk about macarons. These little colorful sandwich cookies look delicate and innocent, but don't be fooled. They pack an explosion of flavor in every bite. Pistachio, raspberry, chocolate, lavender, salted caramel. Good luck choosing just one. Actually, don't choose. Just get a whole box. You won't regret it. So, there you have it. Paris isn't just a feast for the eyes. It's a full-on gastronomic love affair. And the best part? No matter how much you eat, you'll walk it all off, exploring the city. That's just science. Bon appetit! Paris is a city that welcomes the world, but like anywhere, it has its own rhythms, customs, and unspoken rules. Knowing a few of them won't just help you avoid awkward moments, it'll make your experience smoother, more enjoyable, and maybe even a little more Parisian. 1. The magic words: bonjour, merci, and excusez-moi. If there's one thing to remember, it's this: always say bonjour or bonsoir in the evening when entering a shop, cafe, or even just approaching someone for help. It's a small gesture, but in France, greetings are essential. A simple merci, thank you, and excusez-moi, excuse me, go a long way too. Even if your French isn't perfect, Parisians will appreciate the effort. 2. Dining etiquette. Take your time. Eating in Paris is an experience, not a race. Meals are meant to be savored, so don't rush through them. Waiters won't bring the check unless you ask, s'il vous plaît, and it's completely normal to linger at a cafe with a single espresso for as long as you like. Also, no big coffee cups here. Parisians sip their coffee small and strong. 3. The art of subtlety. Parisians have mastered the art of being stylish without trying too hard. This applies to fashion, neutrals, timeless pieces, and effortless elegance. And behavior: loud voices, overly enthusiastic gestures, and big touristy maps? Not very Parisian. Instead, try a slower pace, observe your surroundings, and enjoy the city with quiet confidence. 4. Navigating the metro like a local. The Paris metro is efficient and easy to use, but there's one unwritten rule: keep things moving. Stand on the right side of escalators, walk on the left, and never block the doors when boarding. And while making small talk with strangers is common in some cultures, in Paris, people tend to keep to themselves on public transport. A quick nod or a quiet pardon is usually enough when squeezing past someone. 5. Tipping culture, no pressure. Good news: unlike in some countries, tipping isn't expected in France. Service is already included in your bill at restaurants. However, if you had an excellent experience, leaving a few extra euros, around 5. 6. Shopping and boutique etiquette. If you're browsing in a small shop or boutique, always greet the staff with a polite bonjour when you enter. Unlike in big department stores, shopkeepers often take pride in their space and appreciate acknowledgement. And don't be surprised if they offer advice or suggestions. That's part of the charm of shopping in Paris. 7. Embracing the Parisian mindset. Perhaps the best tip of all: slow down and enjoy the moment. Paris isn't about checking off a list of attractions. It's about feeling the city, strolling through hidden streets, sitting by the Seine with a book, watching life unfold from a cafe terrace. Respect the rhythm of Paris, and soon enough, you won't just be visiting, you'll be experiencing it the way it was meant to be. Bienvenue à Paris. And there you have it, Paris in all its glory, waiting for you to experience its beauty, its charm, and its endless possibilities. From the iconic Eiffel Tower to the quiet hidden gems that reveal the heart of the city, Paris is a place where memories are made and dreams come alive. It's not just a destination, but a journey, a reminder that the world is full of wonder and freedom, an adventure just waiting to be explored. Before you go, don't forget to check out Lucy Evans' travel guides on Amazon for more tips and inspiration on exploring the world like a true traveler. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future journeys, and share this video with friends who need a little Parisian magic in their lives. Traveling isn't just about seeing new places, it's about feeling the freedom to explore, about standing in a new city and realizing that the world is much bigger, much more beautiful, and much more filled with possibility than we could ever imagine. And in the end, it's about the stories you'll tell, the moments that will forever be etched in your heart, and the people you'll meet along the way. So go ahead, take that next step. Paris is waiting. The world is waiting. Your adventure awaits, and no matter where you go, remember that every journey, every experience, and every moment is yours to create it. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next adventure.